WrestleMania BackLash is this Sunday, so that can only mean one thing. It's time for the preview and predictions video for you here on SCW. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave in the comments in the comment section. Please like and share the video as well. Quietly, I'm quite looking forward to this Sunday's event. On paper, this looks like a very good card, and I think match quality is going to really be supreme here. I think this could be one of the most underrated pay-per-views of the year going into it. Yes, we've got a few rematches, but we've got a few fresh matches, a few multi-person matches thrown together here, and I think there could be some exciting stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the predictions and give our first one here now with the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns taking on Cesaro, and I really enjoyed the build for this match. Roman Reigns has almost been dismissive of Cesaro, that he's not on his level, he's not ready. Cesaro has been having on the roll of his career. 2021 so far has been his year, picking up victories over the likes of Daniel Bryan on multiple occasions, defeating Seth Rollins of course twice now, once at WrestleMania and just recently on SmackDown to earn this Universal Championship opportunity. Of course, Cesaro has had to watch Daniel Bryan leave SmackDown and leave WWE with concerto from Roman Reigns whilst being held in the ring ropes by Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso has returned as well, and of course that adds its own questions in amongst this. Cesaro actually overcoming all three of them this past week on SmackDown. So going into it to make a prediction here, I feel Roman Reigns is going to retain here. I don't see Cesaro winning, but I expect him to be a very game Cesaro. I think we're going to have a career-defining performance. We're going to have Cesaro be getting some many close near falls, perhaps even if you want, not just acknowledging the Tribal Chief in defeat, but maybe the Tribal Chief will acknowledge Cesaro afterwards. Maybe there will be some form of respect, although you wouldn't expect Roman Reigns to show it, perhaps in his character work that he's doing currently in WWE. But yeah, as well with the Uso storyline going on as well, not knowing where Jimmy Uso is aligned right now, of course Jey Uso as well being in the mix, that's got some interesting dynamic going together, and I think that could carry on over the next coming weeks and months in WWE. So I expect Roman Reigns to keep his championship, defeating Cesaro in this match. But going on then, let's speaking of the Usos, I think eventually they'll go back into the tag team scene eventually, and I think that perhaps they're going to need to actually go against a worthy tag team champions. We've got a tag team championship match on SmackDown in this card. In fact, we've got the Dirty Dawgs, of course, the champions, Dolph Ziggler and Roode, taking on the father and son duo of Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio. Now, here's my feelings on this. I think we're going to get new champions because my feeling, we have never had the father and son duo as champions. I think WWE will want a face tag team if eventually the Usos do go for those championships, and I think Rey and Dominik would probably have some form of worthy run as well. The question is if this is a one and done, because if it's a one and done, then I think we get new champions. If we're going to get a building story where Rey and Dominik perhaps get a rematch at the next pay-per-view if they cheated from this one, then I could see it carrying over. But in my opinion, I think that first off, it should have happened at WrestleMania, but I think Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio will be the first ever father and son duo as tag team champions. I do think that they get the belts from the Dirty Dawgs. Next, let's look at the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair against Bayley. Bayley has done well to get herself in this position, of course, making the challenge for Bianca Belair, revisiting a rivalry as well that we had at the turn of the year going into the Royal Rumble as well. Bianca's been a great champion so far. I think she's going to have a long stay as champion. I don't see her dropping the belt on her first title defense. But Bayley, longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, full of credibility. Bianca to get a win here will just give that title reign for her more credibility instantly, and probably will go to revisit the program with Sasha Banks going in towards Money in the Bank. So Bianca Belair here for me will be retaining, but I think this will be a solid match between these two. One of the matches I'm most looking forward to on the card. One that I'm not looking forward to so much though, sadly, is Damien Priest versus The Miz in a Lumberjack match, which does add a bit of spice to the match. The Miz can't run away, as Damien Priest has said here that The Miz did last night on Raw, but these two have been facing off now numerous times now since February. I'm bored of seeing this. I'm bored of seeing Damien Priest against John Morrison. I'm bored of seeing it against The Miz. The only thing I will say is we are starting to seemingly get a bit of a breakup there with Miz and Morrison, so perhaps that will play into the narrative of the match. We know we will get some actual, well, I'm going to say jobbers there, but with some lumberjacks from Raw and SmackDown that will be on this show. So if you've not had any pay-per-view time in 2021, this could be your moment. You could be standing at ringside watching along as Damien Priest, in my opinion, picks up a victory over The Miz, and let's hope for all parties involved we can move on past this going forward. Next will be the Raw Women's Championship match, and one match that I'm really looking forward to. Rhea Ripley, the champion, taking on Asuka and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match. Charlotte Flair has been on fire since she's come back. Honestly, it feels like a time that she's playing chess and the others are playing checkers. She's managed to, strategically get her way into this match using Sonya Deville. That sort of interesting storyline with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville has played off through this as well. Been fun to watch. And this triple threat match, I think this really works. We've got three fantastic workers here in one match. Asuka, of course, was the Raw Women's Champion for the majority of the last 12 months. I think it's time for her to take a break. But Rhea Ripley has only been champion since WrestleMania. So I do feel it's probably too soon for her to drop the belt. But I do have feelings that perhaps WWE will put the belt back on Charlotte Flair. But what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to go for heart over head here on this one, because I do think Charlotte Flair will possibly get the gold at some point, but I think Rhea Ripley will retain on this night, and I think Asuka is the one taking the fall. I feel more confident actually in both triple threat matches who is taking the fall rather than who is winning. So I think Asuka will be the one pinned. It could go either way with Ripley or Flair, but I think here logically Rhea Ripley, it's something fresh, it's something different. Let's see where it can go with her as Raw Women's Champion, at least for another few weeks. So let's see Ripley pick up the victory here. Charlotte Flair not involved in the decision. I think Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair either way will be the direction going after WrestleMania BackLash. Then let's go but currently is last but not least, I expect another match at least to be added to this card, but let's go to the WWE Championship Triple Threat match. Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE Champion, defending against Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. Originally this was going to be Lashley McIntyre one-on-one. Strowman was added to the match, and I think that was a good decision here, because this looks like a big beefy main event match here between these three superstars, and I think this has got potential to be a really good match. I think this could be chaos around ringside. Watching Braun Strowman, use his running power slam through Lashley through the barricade on Raw was so much fun. And I think as a match, I think it's going to be quality to watch. It reminds me almost of SummerSlam 2017, that Fatal 4-Way was big beefy guys doing big beefy stuff, chaos around ringside. I think this could be a similar vibe to that, so I'm looking forward to that. But again, I'm confident who is getting pinned. I'm not so confident on the result, because I think Braun Strowman is taking the fall. I think that's why he's been inserted into this match. But is this to protect Lashley or to protect McIntyre? I hope it's to protect McIntyre, and I hope that Lashley retains the WWE Championship. We've seen Drew as WWE Champion. I want to see a long redemption story of Drew getting his way back into the main event scene, which takes, arguably 6 months to a year. And I think as well, Jinder Mahal was returned to Raw. Perhaps we should have that rivalry between Drew and Jinder that's not involving a championship, and that could be the program after this. And perhaps then Lashley can go on to something different, Strowman can go on to something different, and we can have a bit of a fresh scene going on Monday Night Raw. So for me, I'm going to actually predict that Bobby Lashley retains, but hey, I'm not going to kid myself. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a way to protect Lashley like they did at Elimination Chamber, for him to lose a championship but not to be involved in the decision. So yeah, final prediction though, Bobby Lashley. So that's the predictions then for WrestleMania BackLash at the time of recording. That's the amount of matches we've got. I'm going to give one more prediction because I think one more match will be added for sure. But for the matches that are added to the card, I will do a quick additional video for this after SmackDown this week, so that will be dropping on Saturday on the channel. But for this point anyway, Fatal 4-Way I think will be added for the Intercontinental Championship. I think it'll be the champion Apollo Crews defending against Big E, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a Fatal 4-Way. If this is actually put together like it's being built up as, I think this could be arguably, if not one of the best Fatal 4-Ways in WWE history. Phenomenal talent here amongst these four superstars, and I think this will actually give me BackLash 2007 vibes. If you remember that match with John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Edge and Randy Orton was absolutely superb, and the spots done to perfection. These four would have the same sort of talent to do that. If this match is put together, I think Apollo Crews would be retaining. He's not long been Intercontinental Champion. I think Sami Zayn would take the fall, would do well going into the conspiracy stuff with him, and of course Sami Zayn could afford that loss. I don't want to really see the momentum taken away from Big E or Kevin Owens at this stage. But that's everything from me anyway. That's WrestleMania Backlash summed up for you there in what I think is a relatively short video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. I can't wait to interact with you and see what your picks are for the show. Please like the video as well and share the video. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe as well. Hit the bell on the notifications and set it to all. That way you know each and every time a video is released. SCW will be going live once again tomorrow at the WrestleMania Backlash Edition live Q&A, so you can join us. It'll be 5 p.m. on UK time, which I believe is midday Eastern, so that's for the States side of things. But yeah, join us 5 p.m. UK time tomorrow. I'll be joined by Jonesy Chats Wrestling, and it'll be a live Q&A where you can drop in the questions. We will give our opinions and answer them for you and give you a shout out on the video. And as well as that, also coming this week will be a retro review. SCW Rewind returns live on Saturday. Backlash 2016 will be discussed. Rated R for wrestling, as well as Non-Stop Wrestling Chat will be joining the channel, and we'll be going through Backlash 2016 live, and you can give your comments as well during that also. If you haven't seen it already, Ask SCW episode 83 is available on the channel for you right now. Thank you for watching. Hope you have yourselves a great day as always. Take care. You've been watching SCW on YouTube. All the best. I will see you next time.